The mayor of Malibu says the coastal city has lost a third of its eastern edge to the Palisades Fire, the third fire to impact Malibu in the last 3 months. And here's one resident filming what's left of his property there.
Okay, I'm here at our old house, right in front of it. This is the telephone pole, and that's the tree, what's left of it. It stood up, but it's completely burned. And this, I'm facing straight into what was our old house. There's the air conditioner unit. That's a bathtub, I guess. I've got a mask on because you can still smell the embers.
Attorney E. Randol Schoenberg lost his family home along Malibu's coast. Despite its proximity to water, the wildfire has moved too quickly and too aggressively to spare anything in its path. His brother, cousin and uncle have all lost homes as well. Mr. Schoenberg joins me now from Brentwood, California, currently just outside the evacuation zone. Thank you so much for talking with us at this difficult time. I'm so sorry for the loss of your beautiful home. How are you holding up?
We're doing okay. My uncle, my cousin, and my brother also lost their homes in the Palisades, and we lost our Malibu home. Fortunately, we have another home here in Brentwood where we're still hanging out, but we're right on the edge of the evacuation zone right now. My parents also have had to evacuate their home in Brentwood, so it's been a very tough week for us.
Yeah, I mean, as you point out, you know, even within your family, not just your own home destroyed, you documented the destruction of your brother, uncle and cousin's homes. Tell us how you were able to get out first and then, of course, document that unbelievable loss.
Yeah, I was at my parents' house actually in Brentwood when the fire broke out. My brother had come over from the Pacific Palisades, and I looked outside and saw a plume of smoke coming up. He needed to immediately evacuate his family from his home, and I stayed in Brentwood. I was able to get back in to document it on Friday, so that was 3 days after it had started, because a Czech TV crew asked me for an interview, and they had a press pass and were able to get me inside. By then, of course, the evacuation area was guarded, and people aren't allowed to go in. It's very dangerous, I would say, in the burn zone, because there is so much debris. It's not just the houses that burned, but the telephone poles have all fallen down and their wires all over the place. So it's not a very easy thing to get around there.
Yeah, I mean, as we're looking at those pictures, it's hard to believe how you all got out. And of course, this fire moved fast and furiously, didn't it, through this part of LA County. And what's particularly hard to fathom is the proximity of these Malibu homes to the water. Could anything have been done differently to save yours and other homes along the coast there, do you think?
There's actually a fire hydrant right in front of our home. No, the amazing thing was the speed. If you've seen the best videos I've seen are the time-lapse photos that show the fire going, and instead of the smoke going up, it was going this way, because the winds that came in were the strongest winds that we ever get here in Southern California. It only happens every 3-5 years that we have these strong winds, and when that coincides with someone or something starting a fire, the fire just goes across the hills and wipes out everything in its path. Just to give you an idea, where it started on Tuesday morning was about 8 miles as the crow flies from where our Malibu home is, and our home was on fire on TV at 9:30 that evening. So that just gives you an idea of how quickly everything was spreading. And when the fire comes that way, it's impossible to stop. Even if there had been fire crews at every house, they wouldn't have been able to stop the fire, because it's coming in horizontally and just wiping everything in its path.
Well, that is amazing hearing that. I mean, particularly with some of the efforts to politicize this situation. I did want to ask you how likely it is that you will rebuild your home, and if you do, how might you do that differently, do you think?
I've been thinking about it, of course, when we've had a chance. I did hear that that the permitting process may be easier than it ordinarily would. Normally on our coastline in California, we have a coastal commission that strictly regulates what can be built, and it's very cumbersome. When there's a natural disaster like this, they waive some of those requirements, and it's supposedly going to be easier to get permits. I would say, though, the most pressing need right now on the coastline is cleanup, because our house is one of hundreds, maybe 1,000 on the coastline there that are basically toxic pits that are still smoldering with all types of rubber and plastic and chemicals. And as soon as we do finally get some rain, which hopefully will come at some point, that is all going to immediately go into the ocean. So I'm hoping that there is a coordinated effort to do that type of necessary cleanup quickly. It doesn't make sense for each individual homeowner to have to contract with someone to clean up the property. It really needs to be done by the federal or state or local government. So I'm hoping that comes soon.
It is a massive undertaking, isn't it? But we wish you the best in this effort to rebuild. Randol Schoenberg, thank you so much for talking with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for everybody who's supporting us here during this difficult time.